At the end of the First World War, Germany was in trouble. They'd lost their Kaiser, which basically meant the government was open to control. This meant that a lot of different groups who had very different ideas, different political ideas of how to run Germany, basically made a mad dash to try and institute control. See, the first things first, as you know, Friedrich Ebert takes over Germany to try and just settle it. But before he can even sort out the Weimar Constitution and Republic, different groups of people were trying to take over. The first one, the main one you need to know for this section, is called the Spartacists. Some of you might not know, or some of you might know. Spartacus was the name of a Roman gladiator, very famous Roman gladiator. The story with Spartacus is that he basically created an army of slaves and rose up with this army of slaves and led these slaves in Rome to kill off their slave masters and basically run off to freedom. If you think this group called the Spartacus League is not planning to do the exact same thing with German workers, then you don't really understand what the Spartacus League's trying to do. They want to rise up the German workers, just like Spartacus did, and kill off the controlling people in Germany. What they did is they grabbed a load of guns and started marching through the streets. In fact, in particular, the 6th of January 1919, they tried to take over Berlin. Now, the thing is, you need to know just what their reasoning is. They're communists. These are a communist group. They believe that, shall we say, the divide between people is unfair. The fact that people can be rich, the fact that people can be poor is not right. And they think that there should be a balancing of the scales, making things fair. The main tenets of communism, the ideas about communism, is that everyone is equal. May it men or women or rich or poor, everyone should be treated the same no matter what. And money shouldn't really exist then, because money makes you get treated differently. As well as that, they thought, not just money, things you own, private property, like if I owned a house or if I owned a business, those things would make me be treated differently as well. So you shouldn't have the opportunity to own things. The idea is that just making everybody equal is a very tenet of communism, and the Spartacus League were trying to turn Germany into a communist country. They wanted to bring the workers up and, shall we say, make them have a better standard of life, and to pull down the rich people, or to take all the things, or get rid of the rich people to do so. They took over Berlin with guns and were actively attempting to kill people in charge. Friedrich Ebert decided to get rid of them. And the way he did that's a strange one, with a group called the Free Corps. Now, the Free Corps are basically a load of ex-soldiers, people who had not found new jobs after the First World War had ended and still basically knew how to carry a gun. And Friedrich Ebert basically had these men executed, had the entire Spartacus League of about 2,000 people or so executed in Berlin. They were killed because that needed to be done to maintain peace. Think about whether that's the right thing to do or not, if you will, but you need to understand that this is why the Weimar government is called that. Berlin was a dangerous place to be. Berlin was a dangerous place because it was full of people that thought they should run the country rather than the government, so the government ran away to hide. They ran away to the place called Weimar, this little city nearby Berlin, where they would govern from there instead of the dangerous and packed Berlin. Now, the thing is, as much as you know much about this, I want you to read the textbook. I'm not the perfect guide, I'm just something to, should we say, remind you of key moments and tell you it like a story. But you should be looking this stuff up on your own. So I'm going to give you a question to just keep your head on games. So first, why were many groups in Germany confident they could lead the country? Why did they think that they could do it? What did the Spartacus League attempt to do? What are the main tenets and values of communism? And why was the Weimar Republic founded in Weimar? If you know what those are and you can answer them straight out the bat, you know this topic well. Good luck. I'll see you later.